Hi, this is Majinoni. Here's my review for Spectacular Spider-Man 1000 and Death of Spider-Man 157. Now, I totally forgot this issue. Dash, I didn't forget. I just thought that this was an alternate cover for the Avengers versus Ultimate thing. So I'm glad my comic store still had this. Overall, this was actually a really good issue. I just wish that Bendis could have captured this kind of excitement earlier, because this is just fantastic. I loved this issue. They're taking chances. They're doing crazy things in here that you would never expect to happen. And this is the type of storytelling that gets me excited and totally wants me to read more. Let's take a quick look at what's going on here. Now, if you remember, the Sinister Six basically escaped from jail. They're trying to be on the down low, and they're going, well, that's great because, now with the Avengers battling over here, we can do whatever we need to do. There's a problem here in the sense that Norman just wants to kill Peter, but Doc Ock's like, look, dude, I just want to go to the lab and work. I don't care about Peter Parker. We did an amazing accomplishment. Can we just move on? Unfortunately, that was the wrong thing to say to Norman, because Norman was like, what are you talking about, we? And he just wasn't happy. Now, there's going to be some spoilage right here, but this was awesome, and this is why I'm telling you this is an awesome story, in the sense that it's taking chances and doing things. The battle between Doc Ock and Green Goblin is great. It's fantastic. And what really got me, and I never expected to happen, was this scene right here. It looks like for 1 second, the Doc Ock basically he gives up. Octavius just gives up. And that's the moment where the Green Goblin literally kills Octavius, Otto. And that's what I was like, holy crap. That was just amazing. Now, as you can see there's his face on fire. Now, while this is going on, Peter's like, oh shit, there's some serious problems going on here now. I got, on one hand, Norman trying to kill my family. On the other hand, I got the Avenger battle. I don't know what's going on. I got to do something. He gets his family out of town, and he basically he knows these guys are gone. He sees the bridge. He's going towards the bridge, and this is where he sees the Punisher part. Now, this part here makes a lot more sense compared to what happened in the Ultimate versus the Avengers. Because in this case, you actually have the Punisher aiming as Spider-Man's flying past, and Peter's already jumping in front of the path of the bullet before the Punisher shoots. But if you remember in the last issue with this thing here, basically they flipped the panels around. And because they flipped the panels around, basically the Punisher reacted before Peter even got into the range of the bullet, and somehow miraculously teleported in front of the bullet. So I think this was, on one hand I'm like disappointed that this is the start of how Peter's going to get killed, but on the other hand, this is everything. You can see what they were leading up to. How you had, Tony Stark is basically impressed with Peter's mind. You have Thor's like, hey, he's okay, he's a warrior. And you have Captain America who goes, I don't think so. This guy's a young kid, he doesn't deserve to be here. And then here comes Peter jumping in front of the path of the bullet and saving Captain America's life. It's all coming together so nicely. I'm buying the trade for this when this thing comes out. Fantastic. Now, this issue here, worthless. Don't buy it. I'm going to tell you right now, if you have not bought this issue and you want to save $5 because gas is expensive, do not buy this issue. And I'll tell you why. This issue here, even though I'm telling you that this was don't buy it, I'm going to contradict myself a little bit, and I'm going to say, yes, this was a well-written issue. It basically is telling the story long time ago of how Spider-Man teamed up with the Punisher, and how basically it affected this young kid's life. Now, despite the fact that it's pretty well written, I love the art. My problem with the book is I don't want to pay $5 for a flashback that I just don't want to pay it. I wanted a real story that's connected within, like the next issue of Spider-Man. Now this is 2 issues that have gone by in Spider-Man where it's not going back to, Spider-Man. You had Spider-Man with the Future Foundation. Now you had Flashback. Now, my problem that I have here is right from the beginning I had an issue with it, because here you see a guy, he's playing football, high school, and he basically runs, leaps, hits the quarterback, and just tackles him. And to me, this looked like it's a fair hit. The ball was there. The ball was still in the guy's hand. It's not, in motion going forward, at least from what I can tell. Yeah, he leaped, but a hit like that's happened before in real football, and he just lands. And then the next thing, the umpire is saying, or the referee is saying, he slammed him on the ground. He did something horrible. The coach is saying he did something horrible. I don't see it. I think if they really wanted to do something horrible, I think maybe he should have clipped him by the legs instead of the chest, or maybe headhunted him. If they did something like that, then that would have made sense to me. But that part doesn't. So anyways, it turns out the kid's a bully. He has a bad life at home. He's selling drugs. And he picks on some kid, throws his face in the toilet, and eventually what happens is the kid comes back with a gun, and it's up to Peter to save the day, because this is back when Peter was a teacher. Now, while that's going on, like I said, the guy was selling the drugs, and Spider-Man saved him. So it's like irony, I guess you can say. The same, Peter and Spider-Man saved the same kid. Now, while that's going on, from this part here, it's like basically, obviously the school's going to react to what's going on. They can't turn a blind eye any longer. The kid gets kicked off the football team. His dad kicks him out of the house. The kid turns to a life of crime, and then eventually Spider-Man jumps in, and then the kid's like, "Hey, Spider-Man, I could have killed you, but I didn't." And Spider-Man's like, "Look, you didn't do me any favors. You're a hood. You're nothing to me because you're a criminal." So now the kid's in jail, and I'm thinking just maybe this might be the springboard to something new. Because like, if you notice down here, he says like, he'll never look back. Never look back. So I'm thinking maybe this might be a new character or villain or something like that. If that's the case, this is fine, makes a little bit more sense, but until that happens, I'm like, did I really need to spend $5? And then also you get a reprint of the Punisher appearance in Spider-Man where he tries to kill him. So this one, I can't recommend. This one, thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down. Let me know what you think. I'll have more reviews later. And until next time.